Military spouses, when did you feel forgotten? I felt completely invisible when my husband came home from his second deployment and spent an hour telling our kids about all the amazing places he'd been while I sat there realizing I hadn't left our neighborhood in 8 months. During his 15-month deployment to Afghanistan, I'd held everything together. 3 kids under 10, a broken water heater, 2 emergency room visits, and countless nights when the kids cried asking why daddy wasn't there to read bedtime stories. I'd become a single parent overnight while still being married. School events, soccer games, parent-teacher conferences. I handled everything alone while trying to stay strong for the kids and supportive for my husband during our weekly video calls. The loneliness was crushing. Friends would invite me to things, but I couldn't find babysitters or afford them on our reduced income. I'd watch other couples on date nights through restaurant windows while I picked up another solo dinner for the kids. When he finally came home, everyone focused on welcoming the hero back. His parents threw a big party, neighbors brought casseroles, and the kids couldn't stop hugging him. I was happy he was safe, but something felt wrong inside me. Nobody asked how I was doing or acknowledged that I'd been deployed too, just to the hardest battlefield of all, trying to be 2 parents at once. I'd lost myself completely in the process of keeping everyone else afloat. That night at dinner, the kids peppered him with questions about his adventures. He showed them photos of mountains in Afghanistan, told stories about riding in helicopters, and described the exotic foods he'd tried at different bases. As I listened, I realized my biggest adventure in the past year had been finding a new grocery store. While he'd traveled across continents and had life-changing experiences, I'd shrunk my world down to school pickup lines and pediatrician appointments. The kids hung on his every word about foreign countries while I sat there knowing I couldn't even remember the last movie I'd watched or book I'd read. I disappeared into the role of keeping everyone else's life running smoothly. When he finished his stories, our youngest asked me what I'd done while Daddy was gone. I opened my mouth to answer and realized I had nothing interesting to say. I'd survived, but I hadn't lived. That's when I understood that military spouses don't just support the mission. We sacrifice our own stories to make sure everyone else's story can continue. The hardest part about deployment isn't saying goodbye. It's realizing you forgot to keep living your own life while keeping everyone else's together.